Hi everyone, Velvet here, and I have some stories for you today. But before we get started, can you please do me a huge favor and like, comment, and subscribe? It'll help the channel out and it'll get you more videos like this. Let's get to it. And our first one comes from Signal Alarm 7738. Am I the beehole for inviting my mother and her husband to my graduation and not telling them that I had changed my name? I, an 18-year-old female, moved out of my mom's house and in with my grandparents 5 months ago. 2 days after I turned 18, I also changed my last name after the move, which was not something I mentioned to either my mom or her husband until now. My reason for changing my name is that they changed it first. I had my dad's last name, but when my mom married her husband, when I was 7, they changed mine to go along with theirs. I never wanted to have his name. I told him that, but mom told me it was so important that we all have the same last name, mostly so our husband would feel that we truly became a family. You gotta stop forcing this crap, people. But also so he could claim me more easily and pick me up from school or dance class, or take me someplace and not be questioned who he was to me. I will always see it as him trying to claim me. He has said it so many times that I was his daughter and I was his kid, and stuff of that nature. It got so annoying, and I never wanted to be his kid. I never claimed him back. I have always rejected the idea that he is any kind of parent to me. I hate how territorial he is. I hate how he loses temper with people who would know me as dad's kid, or mention I was Jay's daughter, and claim me as his own instead. I told him and mom how much I hated it, and he told me he was feeding me and raising me, and loved me, so that entitled him to be recognized as my dad. My dad ceased to be when I was 5, so that's why I wanted to still be his kid. He didn't abandon me or walk out. He loved me, and he deceased because of a stupid allergic reaction that left me without the most important guy in my life. My mom always defended her husband and told me I should show more appreciation for him because he could leave us. And would I want that? Oh wow, that's messed up trying to scare your child like that. I said yes a few times, and she flipped out so hard. Sometimes I think my mom wanted to send me off to boarding school, so I wouldn't ruin her marriage. Oh man, don't you love that crap? Oh, I care about my marriage more than my child, but whatever. I know they looked into it, but they would never give me to my paternal family because they still wanted to claim me as theirs. Don't you love that? It's not about you, it's not about the well-being of the child, it's about them. How freaking evil, man. All of this led to a shitey relationship and me moving out as soon as I could, which then led me changing my last name back and never telling them. But I decided they could see me graduate and find out then. Only they got an email from the school with my full name on it for their tickets. Oh, that sucks, man. I wish they had learned about it at the graduation. And they were furious that I invited them but didn't tell them. They said I was trying to make a fool of them. Yeah, they deserve to be made a fool out of. They were terrible people. My mom's husband told me I would have left him clueless as I publicly disowned him. I told him I was doing that for years, and he never accepted it. They told me I was thoughtless and petty. Am I the beehole? No, you are not the beehole. That is disgusting. I hate it when people, remarry and they try to force a happy family. You can't do it. People are going to rebel. I say it all the time. And I don't know, this guy's creepy. Oh, I feed you and do all this. I'm your father. No. That's not how it works. What did you think would happen when you try to erase a child's parent that isn't with them anymore? This guy sounds like a prick, and your mom sounds like an idiot for picking this moron. I'm glad you changed your name back. Screw them. Man, I do wish they had made it to graduation and then heard your name when you graduated. That would have been hilarious. But no, OP, no, you're not the beehole. And cut him out, OP. It sounds, I don't even know why you bothered. Well, to make fun of him, that'd be okay. To the graduation, but no more after this. They seem like a couple of morons. OP, not the beehole. Stop wasting your time with these people. You got better things to do, Not the beehole. And our second one is from Individual Expert 325. Am I the beehole for telling my dad's other child, we have different families and she needs to accept that? I'm using a throwaway because I use my main account for a hobby and have a following on it, so I don't want to mix it with family drama. Names have been changed. My dad cheated on my mom and had Raya. My parents got divorced when my mom was still pregnant. My dad was deceased when I was 8 and Raya was 9. Raya ended up in foster care because her mom had addiction issues, so my dad had full custody. I saw her for a while regularly, but eventually stopped when I was around 13, because it just became really awkward. We are both in our 20s now. About 2 years ago, Raya reached out via social media and wanted to reconnect. If I'm being honest, I wasn't super on board with it, but I pushed myself because she seemed really into it. This was kind of the theme of our relationship. Whatever I was comfortable with was about a third of what she wanted. She insisted on meeting my parents and step siblings. Ooh, yeah, it's getting a little fat, too fast, too fast. Follows and tries to interact with them on social media, and even started texting my mom. Ooh, she is overstepping. OP, you need to set a boundary with her. She makes passive aggressive comments if she knows we've on family vacations. All of them have expressed that they feel uncomfortable with this, but are equally uncomfortable on pushing back because they don't want to damage my relationship with Raya. This all came to a head last week when Raya found out via Instagram that my mom and stepdad are renewing their vows in the fall. She asked me when she should expect an invite. I gently explained that it was a long weekend trip because of it. It was family only, which set Raya off. Man, OP, you shouldn't have to deal with her popping off. This person just kind of wandered back into your life, and now you gotta deal with this drama. Ugh. She said that she was family and that she gets why my mom didn't want her as a child. But isn't it time for everyone to let it go and just accept her now? No, lady, you're a stranger to these people. They're not gonna just be like, okay, we're cool now. That's just not how humans work. I was really annoyed by this because it felt like she was slating my family, which isn't hers. I told her that while she is my half sister, we are parts of different families. Mine doesn't become hers just because we have the same father, and she needs to grow up if she thinks she's owed something, but people have no connection to her. The conversation pretty much ended there. I want to reach back out to her, but I don't know what to say. My family are all happy I finally made it clear where we all stand, but the friends I've talked to say I might have been too honest. No, I think you're just right. She's really pushy, but I'll get to that at the end. I guess I just want to know if I should be reaching out with an apology or just to talk. No, P. I wouldn't reach out to her again. You saw what happened when you tried. She overstepped, went way too crazy, went after everybody, tried to force her way into everything. She sounds like she's an unnecessary stress that you don't have to deal with. Your friends are too nice. The way she was acting, how she was putting the pedal to the metal and trying to force her way in. There was no gentle way. Because if you tried to be gentle and like try to give her a hint, she wouldn't take the hint that she needs to back off. You needed to be blunt and straight up with her, which you did. Good. Because that's the only way you're going to get through to her, because she was just going to keep coming after you guys. Remember, OP, her reaching out, you didn't really want to. You just did it to, I think not to be rude. So you're, OP, don't reach out to her. She reaches back. I guess, personally, I wouldn't. It wouldn't bother. I really don't care if, my father cheated and look, I know it's not the kid's fault, but you know what I mean? You're a product of my father being a piece of crap. And I don't really want to get to know you. So if he, not the behold, don't reach out. You're getting what you want. You don't have to bother with her anymore and have her causing chaos when you really didn't have to have that chaos in your life. And our final one comes from Unique Molasses 9987. Am I the beehole for selling my home that I was allowing my daughter to stay in for free even though she did some upgrades to it? I inherited a home years ago from my mother. It was overall outdated, but in good condition. It's 5 hours away from where I live. My daughter, 26-year-old, and her husband fell on hard times, and I allowed her to move in about 2 years ago for free. Wow, that's really nice of you, OP. It's near the city they work at. I paid for everything and I was letting them use it to get back on their feet. I informed them they can make changes to the home, just not take out walls or any huge stuff. The last time I was at the home was about a year ago, and it just looks like they painted. The house is causing issues for my finances now, and I've had multiple people reach out for me to sell. I also want to sell it since I'm tired of seeing the home. It just reminds me of my mom and that she's gone. So being a landlord isn't good for my mental health. So I decided to sell. I informed my daughter that they have 6 months to find a new place. This started an argument. Apparently they had put in a lot of upgrades, such as redoing the stairs, kitchen, and are in the middle of the bathroom. They said that I'm screwing them over now that the house is worth more. How are you screwing them over, OP? You didn't know that. You're not visiting the house. It's 5 hours away. And you told them not to do any major upgrades. And they're stupid. They shouldn't be making upgrades to a house that they know isn't theirs. I'm assuming, since she probably went, oh, she's my mother, of course she'll just give me the house for free. That's what I'm thinking what happened between these two, why they justified doing big renovations like whole rooms and stuff. She called me a jerk for this, and I reminded them that I gave them 2 years of free housing. I'm on the fence and want more opinions. My opinion is sell the house, OP. It's messing with you financially. And you helped them for 2 years by paying everything. Like, that's really generous. In 2 years, they should have been saving their money. Because if they decided, hey, I really want this house and I want to buy it from my mom, I should start saving. They should have saved for those 2 years instead of doing major renovations like that. That's on them. They made stupid decisions, and now, it's your house. You're free to do with it whatever you want. And how ungrateful are they? They had 2 years of living in a house for free, no rent, no mortgage or whatever, none of that stuff. And they were still unable to save up money to, buy the house from you. They're idiots. They deserve whatever they get, OP. You shouldn't feel bad. Sell that house to the highest bidder. Now, if they were cool, I might have worked with them if they had saved up a nice chunk of change and cut them a deal on the house, because I would have made them the first offer. But it sounds like they wanted it for free, OPs. So no, not the beehole. Sell the house and, free yourself of that burden. Thank you for making it to the end of the video with me. And can you please do what I said in the beginning? And like, comment, and subscribe. It really and truly does help the channel out. It helps it grow, and it helps you get more videos like this. Velvet out.